Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome to my WiPnChat, possibly WiPnChat number 9. I could be wrong, it could be 10. Anyway, it's been ages since I have worked on this project, and that's why I've dragged it out. Now, I had to get replacement beads, drills. They came in one of these large Ziploc bags. The static was so bad that they actually jumped out of this tray onto my hand and all over my table a few minutes ago, hence the dryer sheet lying on top of them, to hopefully get rid of that static. I had ordered from Stitches to Stones, my go-to for miscellaneous drills, and in my order, which I had to manually enter, they mistakenly gave me, I think, 2 lots of 209, and I had to say, I think you got something wrong. So they sent me out the replacements, and I've had so many other projects, I just haven't got around to getting back to this one. So I am back here now. Alright, this is part of my round square comparison. And when I get this one done, it's the 2-part, it's a 2 of 3. So once I get this one done, which is so slow going because it's actually like counted diamond painting, yeah, just like counted cross stitch. I think the square on the printed canvas is going to go so much quicker, and I will be able to show you what the hell I'm cooking up. So let me get started. Now, I don't think I've got any of the... Let's put these back in order and do what I normally do. Start at the beginning and work my way through each of the colours. Alright. Hopefully I won't be too sniffy or anything else. I was outside this morning doing the Get Up dance, practicing for the January DP-a-thon. You know what, I actually found it easier than I thought it would be. I thought I would be very uncoordinated and very terrible. All I can smell is dryer sheet. Hang on, let me get that out of my nose, because that doesn't help my sniffing and allergies either. Gosh, they're strong. But they work. Apparently the other trick is a ball of tinfoil, believe it or not. Now what I am going to do is try and get some more lighting, because it's a little bit dark and I don't think you'll have the glare the way I've got it set up here. Alright, that's better for me. Okay, where am I at? What to catch up on? I've been really busy this last week. I'm getting absolutely nowhere slowly. Let me pull these so I can see in my viewer. Have we got any 5s? So we have a 5. Okay. Counted cross stitch, if you haven't done counted diamond painting, that one. If you haven't done one before, it's basically follow the pattern, follow a grid. I've got my template on the bottom here. And it's lots and lots of counting in and hopefully not moving too much. So we're in 5. Alright, I think that's it for that one. Right, yeah, busy this week. Flat out in work. I'm also trying to organize a Christmas project for everyone. The Christmas project, I'm going to fill in all the M's here. The Christmas project is something that you can either be a part of on the day, and I understand that people are busy, but people who maybe don't have family friends to visit on the day are going to get the most benefit out of this. So the information is going to potentially be made public. I might do a December 1st kind of announcement. We'll leave it at that for now, but know that we're thinking of those who maybe struggle over Christmas, and yeah, we're there for you, put it that way. Alright, what else am I doing? I have had a number of friend requests, and while it would be great to add people as friends, it's my personal account. There's a huge amount of history. I've been on Facebook for ages, so there's a huge amount of history there that I don't necessarily want in the unknown realm, so I'm not accepting those friendship requests. But what I will suggest to you is that I have now started up a Facebook page, and if you want to find me there, the link is in the description, and you can find me with @pippabrown.sm, which is my social media contact. So yes, please come and join me on my page. It means that I can post my diamond painting stuff without filling my feed with things that I don't think anyone else is really interested in my world. Necessarily, I might do the occasional, but yeah, in general it's like, yeah, no, this is my thing, and I'll leave it at my thing. Things changed with me with regard to social media after separation, or even before separation, and yeah, all during depression and everything else. I kind of pulled back a bit. I would stalk, but I wouldn't necessarily post. So managed to break that cycle. My husband would say I didn't, but yeah, I am now at the point where I hardly post on my current page at all, by comparison. I'm going to try multi-placing. Scary. Yeah, so I've started the page, and that will be purely for my craft stuff. It will be for technical know-how, maybe, if people have questions. I am happy to post tutorials or post links maybe back to YouTube to tutorials on how to whatever, whether it's getting microphones or cameras or anything else that you might want to set up to start creating your own channel or recordings, whether it's Facebook Live or just Facebook videos. It would be really cool to see other crafters doing what they're doing, as opposed to photographs of what they're doing. Photos are good, but videos can be so much more informative, because we also get maybe you talking about something, and you explaining why you do something the way you do it, and it gives us a better understanding of how to, if that makes any sense to you. I'm also working on another project. My project, as if I'm not really busy enough, my other project is working on Who You Say I Am. I am trying to get some licensing for some songs, and talking with the well, I'm talking with the church in that one, because they actually produce it, so trying to find out how to go about doing that properly. That's a bit of a new minefield for me. I've never gone down the path of paying for licensing or anything else, and I've said this to them, I said, while it's not essential that I have their music. It would certainly be really fantastic to have it for this project. But it's a dream, and well, as I say all the time, you can only ask, and if they say no, they say no, and if they say it's lots of money, well, I'll consider that. And if they say yes, here's your license code, or put this on your video, I will be so grateful. Yeah, let's just take it at that, because I've looked at copyright images and they cost like $30 per image. Hang on just a second. I'm leaning forward, which means I'm going out of camera. I've got to... That might be better. Okay. I think that will... I'm still going to be talking into the mic. You're just going to have to put up with the little thumbnail and me disappearing potentially. I'll see if I can shuffle down just a bit. And then I'll move this camera so you don't really need to see the close-up of what I'm doing, but I'm so far away on the high camera, you're missing out. So I'm trying to include you. So yeah, this is the close-up of me putting things down. Yeah, let me know if it works. What else is happening? Christmas is coming. I haven't got any presents for my kids who don't live with me. I have no idea what to get them, to be honest. I've got an artistic daughter and she's probably the easiest. I've got a youngest boy who's moving interstate, and the middle boy is also interstate, so that's not going to work. I might get him a Bunnings gift. We have threatened to give him a heat gun, and that's never actually materialized. I think we probably need to just get on with it and do it. The heat gun is actually for pork crackling, and that may sound crazy, but someday when we have perfected the pork crackling, we might actually record how good it is. Basically what we do is we start off the pork in the oven at something like 125 at 9 o'clock in the morning, and you slough off the back fat that's no good, and then you put the hard work in with the heat gun later. And yeah, my husband wants us to keep some of the details, keep some of the surprises. Alright. You gotta share. Oh, that's not right either. Oh. Alright, so that's some of what's happening. Yeah, work is mental. I've done something wrong. Have I done something? I have not done something wrong. Okay. I always get scared. You put diamonds down. Get down. Get out of the way. This is double-sided tape, and yeah, you know when people say you can't move drills once they're down on double-sided tape? Yeah, you can't. It's a real effort to get them to shuffle along. I have done it because I started off doing the double-sided tape, but more recently I've been doing Diamond Art Club, and when you use the poured glue, they just slide where you want them to go, and it's like, oh gosh, this is so much nicer. But I can't get blank canvas from Diamond Art Club. Probably couldn't get blank canvas from any poured glue method. Oh, maybe I could. Rachel Treasure in Treasure Studio, Rachel Treasure in Treasure Studios, she might have been able to get me blank canvas, but I didn't think of that, and probably wasn't on talking terms with her back when I got this is months and months ago, that I sourced these bits. So even though this is only a 10 by 10, it still takes some nutting out. I've got 100 little squares that I'm kind of scanning over quite lightly. It's a little bit like doing a word search from my point of view, in that I'm looking for key things, and then if I don't see those key things, I move on. And there is one of those. The cover minders that I've got, I think from memory these are HappyHippoFinds cover minders. The magnets are the business. It's been so much fun moving this around, shuffling it around, and being able to have magnets that track their buddy across the paper, onto the paper. These are so thick. This is, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 layers between these magnets, and it's able to just go where I want. So if I pick it up, I'll just pull it over here and I can pull it back, and they stick. They'll jump back on, and they're cute. So please check out Elizabeth on HappyHippoFinds. The link is down the bottom in the description, because I have purchased from Elizabeth a few times now. Yeah, and there's one more. I've watched Fee doing a counted cross stitch. She is doing a project and a half. She's actually doing a huge project. Sorry, I have not done these 7. She is doing a huge project. She's doing I think it's a big cat, or it's something from her holiday, and it's, I don't know, 60 by 80 or whatever crazy sizes that Fiona does. That's Diamond in the Rough, if you don't already know. And I will need this down as well. And I'm going to pin him. Alright, otherwise I get confused with my edges. Alright. Yeah, so she's doing one line at a time, and I think she's doing like a 4" by 4" kind of square and going across it. There's lots of back and forth into different colors and everything else, but it works for her, whereas I'm doing it per tray, I suppose, of colors, which means that I'm not necessarily picking up colors that are in it, because it's 3 up, so it's a little bit slower. No C, no L, any Y. Not seeing a Y. See what I mean? 9 R and that funky Greek Y. Ooh, I think, no, you're not a neighbor, but you can get out. This is the funky Y. Okay. Next to the O. Yes, creators. When I was planning my project, there was a little bit of a let's just say, if you join a Facebook group chat on Messenger, for whatever reason, people chat and you get messages, and sometimes you wake up and it's like 100 messages. Well, the chat went off, and it was just like, oh my lord. And I got to thinking, and somebody had suggested, yeah, it'd be good to have a place where we could chat, because people were switching off the notifications or not being involved because it was just inundating their phones. And it's what it does. It's the insipid nature, I suppose, of a messenger group chat. And you've got 30 people in the room, and they're all trying to say something initially, and asking questions and stuff. So, and some of it wasn't even related to why the group came together. So I think that I was going to say frustrated people. I suppose it did frustrate some people. And people are busy and they don't need their phones going off all the time at, you know, all the different hours with people around the world. So I came up with the idea of setting up a creators lounge where creators could actually have I guess you'd call it our own private space in a way. I think I've done that wrong. I have. Our own private space where creators could talk, not in secret per se, but so that we could talk about creator stuff without subscribers being necessarily involved or knowing maybe some of the behind the scenes. So we've got people who might start collaborating together, and we don't necessarily need subscribers to know before the time. We don't necessarily need to tell you guys what the plans are coming up until we're ready to actually make it public. So I guess from my point of view, it was supposed to be a safe place to do that. Not only that though, and this is, I suppose, the important thing, I'm finding that there are so many creators out there who haven't got resources or don't know where to find resources, and this was my way of kind of going, you know what, let's help you get the right things. So let's help you with the microphones, let's help you with the cameras that you've got, let's help with the setup, let's help with going live. You have no idea how much work goes in behind the scenes to make something like the DP-a-thon work. When I stepped in, I suppose, to help with the last DP-a-thon, there was so many technical questions because people were going, oh my god, how do I do this? And it was pretty much a case of practice, go live, put an unlisted link up and let the key people know that you've gone live, and we can go in and we can give you live feedback. We can actually tell you your sound is good, it's bad, your mic is good, your mic is bad, the timing, how other programs work in the background, all of that kind of thing that subscribers don't necessarily need to know about. You get to see the final product, and we're all about giving you a quality product. So that was my idea, and I launched the Creators Craft Lounge. Now I also, and this is Mrs. Coffee's fault somewhat, so you can take the blame on this one. She took part recently in the Colorathon, and in the Colorathon she's talking about other creators, other colorists came into the group, we're chatting, and it's like, of course there's a bigger world out there than just diamond painters who do videos. And I was going into different colorists and I'm going, oh my god, and they've all got different setups, and this was a way to get people who have been doing something different and sharing resources, sharing how the heck do you do these things. So while I might not go in and I might not watch the Colour Nook and I might not watch Belinda, who is the colorist up in Victoria, sorry, can't remember her name, you know, I might not actually watch them on an ongoing basis, to have her being able to give technical feedback is enormous resource. And that's really why I set it up to span the crafts. I think there has been some really scary developments coming out from the COPPA thing, the FTC and the COPPA that you've heard. No, COPPA, COPPA. Over in the States, the new rules coming to protect the kids, and there's a lot of misinformation, there's a lot of jumping on the bandwagon. And now I know Rachel has done a video in our community. I'm not saying she's been jumping on the bandwagon. I'm saying all these other YouTubers. If I search for FTC COPPA, there is probably in, you know, the first hit gives me a minimum of 50 hits. And I don't know if they're saying the truth or not. So I'm really selective of who I go and listen to. But it is scaring the pants off people. It is scaring the pants off crafters. Sherry on my Diamond Art Addiction referred to Nerdy Crafter. She did one of the first videos, and she is scared because she does a mix of craft stuff. I watched one of her recent videos because she's reasonably funny. She's got a funny, she's got a different way of presenting, and she does kind of kids' toy reviews almost, and that kind of thing. So that kind of thing was really worrying to her, because the wording that we got was, if it was kid appealing, you would be deemed to be a kids channel. Now, from my point of view, I've looked at some analytics recently, and I know my viewers are not in this age bracket, but this is the age bracket that YouTube is telling me my watchers are, and they're all saying all of my watchers are over 55. Now, if I get marked as a kids channel because I happen to do a diamond painting that is kid themed, because I've got a daughter and she might get into the next big Pokemon Bluey thing, or my cover minders are cutesy and kid-like. Ooh, sorry. My cover minders, you know, the dragons, the sheep, you know, is that going to be kid appealing? That's what was worrying crafters. Well, I've watched Jeremy, I think it was, he did J House. It's not Jeremy Fryer or our Jeremy Diamond Painting. No, this is an ex-lawyer who gave his opinion, and then I've watched the other social media lawyer that Mrs. Coffee put a link up on. I've watched him, and he was not doing the whole sensationalist panic. What he was saying is, if you've got people who are being stubborn about allocating what video is for what, so if you don't allocate it for kids, or you don't mark it as anything, they're probably going to be targeted first in the sweeps and things. And then there were some other things. So we've put the petition through, we've put the comments through for the FTC to read before January. I don't know how they're going to get through them all. There's so many, to be honest. And I mean, I would love to not lose my channel for a start. I'm working hard on what I do, and I would love to not just get over the 500 mark. I would love to get to the point where I can say, hey, I can be monetized and I can start bringing in stuff that you might be interested in, or, you know, just something to help with my expenditure on my channel. I'm not cheap in what I get usually. I don't necessarily think cheap is the best. I do absolutely endorse quality over quantity, and that's just my mentality. It's I would rather pay for something that I know is going to work than take a risk on something that may work. So if I know the only pair of jeans that's going to fit me is going to cost me $150, or I could go to my local shit shop, you know, big W kind of generic, best and less even, made for, I don't know. I looked at some jeans yesterday and I kind of thought, yeah, I'm not skinny anymore, but they look like they're made for elephants with no shape. And it was just like, no, I'm not putting a sack of clothing on me. I hate shopping for clothing, by the way. Absolutely hate it. I feel like such a horrible kind of person shopping for clothing. Now that is in the wrong place. That's what's throwing me there.
This is why you get presents like a lathe.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely hate shopping for clothing. The lighting and everything else. So yeah, I would rather pay for Diamond Art Club, pay for DIY Moonshop, pay for... I'm kind of going off Evermoment. My problem with Evermoment is, and this kind of kicks back to Jessica, Shine Bright Like a Diamond. God, I love that. Jessica did her video on copyright and has really shaken the community by saying this. So I'll have to rewatch her video because I don't normally like talking out of turn. But I think what happened was somebody potentially reported her, and when they reported her, one of her videos got flagged as a copyright. So she has then gone, oh, okay, well, what else is an issue? And she's taken it 20 steps beyond this one video being dubbed in. She's pulled a whole heap of her videos. She's done the research in all of her content, and she's gone, oh my god, none of these are crediting the artist. I'm pulling them. So she's pulled a heap of videos. She's shared with us what she's done and why she's done it. And in that process, she has highlighted to the rest of us creators how we can be better. And it's not a I'm telling on you thing. It's just we can do better. And a lot of the creators are saying not that we can do better, but we will do better. And they are now going, you know what, AliExpress, probably not going to use it very much. So you're going to see less unboxings from that kind of thing. Now I know, sorry, I'm blocking the camera that's close to me because it's right where I put my hand. I know that Evermoment have used copyright images because when I first started my diamond painting, I found Leonid Afremov work. Now I didn't know it was Leonid Afremov at the time. I've only found out since. And Leonid Afremov do the, I'll try and insert a picture. He does those nighttime wet scenes, which has the incredible colours through them. And wrong one. Shuffle down. So he does these incredible colour schemes through it, and did I have another E? I think I got the euro down. And I've missed some, so I'm going to have to go back. This is what happens when you're doing it like this. That's okay. Yeah, so yeah, he does the coloured wet night scenes. You'll know it when you see it. It is his signature kind of colour. Anyway, Dimoon are also, they licensed him for a number of photos, and he died possibly 2 months ago now, which is such a shame to the art community. He had such a vibrant style. It was just incredible, and they made the most beautiful diamond paintings. Just because it was this splashes of colour, and it's just incredible. And mine is actually up on display, so I get to see mine every day. If I actually look up that high, to be honest. Yeah, so I know that would have been a licensed image, given that he's, you know, a working artist. And it's not just that, they have actually used other they've also used other companies' artwork, and yeah, just for one of many reasons, I've decided that every moment is just not necessarily going to cut it. So while I love their stuff, I need to be very careful in future when I go and get one of their kits. So I need my highlighter. Okay. I also have an absolute butt ton of let me anchor those down, get them out of the way. Alright, we'll go back here. I need to get my template out. Let's get you out of there as well. We will shuffle all of this down. I'm going to need probably to get tweezers involved. Oh, maybe not. Alright. Now, I need 10 and 10. This bit here is more to stop me sticking to it. That will go at this mark and there, and that's fine. Let's find the magnets, see what I mean? Get off. Find, where are you? There. You'll do just there, and then the elephant. There was one other magnet. I may have gone too far. Where are you? If I lift this up, it's going to go flying. And oh no, there you are. Right. Okay. Don't need that one. Alright, and actually I might... That's better. Alright. There we go. Don't need you. Might give... You can sit there too. Alright. Start again. Start at the beginning and keep going. So yeah, Leonard Afremov, I'm actually going to do... Let's see if this hunt and peck thing works. So now I'm going to try looking for the letters that I can actually see on the grid, which may or may not work, because it may be a little bit slower, but yeah, we'll give it a go. Because if I fill in big chunks, finding the small chunks might be easier, in theory. This is going to be a multi-placer jobby. Yeah, so Leonard Afremov, yeah, he's a licensed artist. As I say, DIY Moonshop had him for a number of things. He had a gorgeous one with the ballroom dancing, which I am thinking about getting. And yeah, I think his family should reap the legacy of his work. I need one less. And DIY Moonshop, well, it's I haven't worked on my Moonshop, but when I unpacked it, the quality is there. Look, it's different. The canvas feels different. It doesn't feel terrible, but it does feel different. The packaging is incredible. Roanna put so much effort into the wrapping. The shipping is fast. I think Mrs. Coffee got hers stupidly fast, 2 working days, 2.5 days, really. For her, I think mine took, it was certainly under 7 days. Yeah. So the shipping is good, and it's half price than it was before, so that's a bonus. So at least I'm not kind of going, oh my god, I have to pay shipping on top of this, and that's the breaker for me. That was the breaker, but the reason why I was able to get it when I did was because I had a tax rebate, so I had a lump of money rather than having to save hard. Otherwise I have to save hard and do the little and often, which takes some of the pleasure out, but that's okay. I'm probably not very good at the whole delayed gratification thing.
You're saying you've got poor impulse control.
Yeah, but I don't know why. So if I was to delve into that one psychologically,
Oh, I think your father would have to say that.
yeah, I think I just nagged him until I got it. I don't know. And does that mean that if I ever want something, I just have to go, hey, 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 until I get it? I don't know. Look, I certainly know that when I went through a particularly tough time psychologically, the spending would increase, and I think that's because there is that reward when you buy something, because the checkout chick, if you're buying at a store, there's all these endorphins released. Jen Roberts could probably tell us so much more about how this whole thing works, but there is endorphins released when you feel like you've done a thing and you've made that purchase, and there's all these happy feelings. So when you're miserable and you want those happy feelings again, you go for that addiction, you go for that fix. Sorry. And shopping is one of those things. Whether it's, yeah, as long as it's not jeans. Jeans are probably, yeah. I should probably just, if I want jeans, I need to lose weight. I have to think differently, because I think jeans are really made for skinny people. It's not fair. You, letter U, not you. Okay. Yeah, so there is definitely a thing with the whole spending. I think it's also that you, if you're spending online, you get the confirmation, you get the email saying, hey, you've made an order, congratulations, and all of this kind of thing. And sometimes they want you back and they give you a discount straight away, and it's just like spend, you know, we love you, and here's a discount. And yeah, it's, I guess, like going to the casino, and you've got the slots and the pings and the noise, and the brain, whether or not we actually understand it, the brain gets off on this, and we do have to retrain it. And I've done weight loss, so I know what it's like to have the whole food not as a reward for something, but as a kind of a treat. You know, you have the chocolate bar and you feel good, and when you then have to deny having the chocolate bar, it really messes with your head. Really big time messes with your head, and your body is going, damn it, I want that, give me that, and it will actually send out all these crazy signals, and it'll be clamoring, and you're just going to be going through your day going, why in the hell am I feeling like this? Why am I feeling tired? Why am I feeling the sluggish? Why am I feeling depressed? Why am I feeling whatever you're feeling? And it's all down to the chemical party that's happening in your head, and the brain going, I don't care what you're saying, I want this, so you better damn well give me this, and I'm not going to stop asking until you give me it, so give me it, give me it, give me it. I think when you finally actually break that habit, and people who've come off sugar have sworn by this, it's not easy to do, but they have sworn by this. When you stop that what color did I do last? It's you, I think. When you stop that vicious brain process and you then start to control the chemicals going in and the release and understanding your reaction, I think that's a huge shift, and you actually find you may or may not be able to control the food, control the mental state that you get into, and control the whole reward kind of thing. I think as a modern society, we've gone away from the wholesome, real foods. I think it's potentially worse in the US. Now, I've only visited there, so I went to New York in 2014, and because it was New York, I suppose was the biggest issue, but I couldn't make it to a supermarket. I actually wanted to go to a supermarket to see what you guys get bombarded with when you go to the supermarket. From what I've seen on TV, you can get jars of mayonnaise that are literally the size of your head. That kind of thing. The food portions are ridiculously huge. I hear that from friends all the time when they're traveling. That kind of thing. I think that, and then you've got the obesity rate. Now, look, Australia's got a ridiculous obesity rate as well. So, you know, it's a modern society issue. It's not necessarily even a cultural issue. Although I will say, I think you guys in the States probably have it a little bit worse, because you've got the genetically modified foods and Monsanto, and they're just making it cheaper to get it into people, and to hell with the addictions, and to hell with the health issues and all that kind of stuff. So some of the research into cancer stuff. I've got O's and I've got Q's. Sorry, I'm struggling here. I've got O's and I've got Q's. They're both on a blue background, and the only thing that's different is that stupid little kick on the Q. Okay. I think I've got a handle on it. I think. So the big conglomerations really don't care if you have cancer, if you get cancer, from the foods that you're eating, from the sugars that they put in all of the foods. I've read labels. I read labels when I was part of Weight Watchers, and far out. You spend so much time reading labels, and it's exhausting. And you really need to be determined to do it. Q. Let me get this one out of the way. So hats off to anyone who actually gets head on with their diet and can make a go of it. It's really, really difficult. It's like everything is set against you. So anyway, what I used to do on Weight Watchers, because I looked at the ingredients of the diet stuff, the light stuff, the light sour cream, the light mayonnaise, and it was a case of, you know what? I'd rather have the full stuff, the real stuff, and less of it, than the fake stuff with the extras that's going to put me in even worse shape than I would have been in. So that's what I do. That's what I did. What have I done? I've got a green. Oh, maybe I've got too many V's. Maybe that fell because it wasn't stuck very well. Alright, so that's just my mentality. That was my battle. Oh, no, maybe I've actually... No, I'll get that back. Maybe I've finished the line. Where are you? There. So I do need that. That can go there. See, I'm miscounting where the top line is. Alright. Yeah, so denying yourself something, the brain goes into overdrive. If you think about something that you're told you're not allowed to do this, well, what do? You think about it even more than you did before you were told it's an issue. Yeah, I think it's just how we're built. And the other thing as well, when we're city dwellers now, I used to come from a city. I used to come from Dublin, which is a big sprawling metropolis, but I was in the suburbs of Dublin, and then I moved to a town that was right at the top of what we call County Wicklow, and it was literally like spitting distance from countryside, rolling hills, you know, potential for gorse fires every year. My dad would have us for dinner on a reasonably regular basis, and part of the whole getting together was going for a walk up in the woods just across from his house. So there was all this outdoorsy thing. Now, there are a few scientific-y, meme-y things that go out on Facebook occasionally, and one of them talking about hugging someone, so that you know when you might greet someone and you give them a hug. It's just a hug, but the therapeutic benefits of having a 20-second plus hug is what I'm now talking about. So what have I gone and done? That's that line. Oh, you've got to move. Okay. Put this 5. Alright. No, that's 4. What have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 6, 7. Ow, I'm in one too many. Oops! I've got a frog. Sticky tweezers. Only ever gets used on sticky stuff. Rightio. Now this is going to get interesting. Stick. Oh boy. How far out? Okay, so I haven't got any of the R's. Let me move that way out of the way. Alright, let's gently push. So I'm not trying to push it into the glue, I'm just trying to get it to lose traction and move across. And I roller these afterwards to bed them in. Oop, too far. I don't think I've got any of the R's in. Yep, okay. I think I'm potentially better than I thought. Right. Now this is S. Right. So you need to move as well. Oops, because you were counted wrong. Okay. Alright, we're back. Oops. Helps if the drill is actually on the pen. So, yeah, brains are funny things. Yeah, so as well as the hugs, the extended hugs are being beneficial. So, they release all the good endorphins and everything else, extended hugs. Not only that, it's been proven that if human beings get back to nature, that also does immensely beneficial stuff. Now, I don't mean going out in fresh air. I actually mean going out to the countryside. Maybe I was a little bit spoilt in Ireland as a kid with having my dad being as active as he was. Family walks were always a thing for me. Yeah, so we would regularly go for family walks. We would regularly go into the hills. We'd go, not just for driving, but we'd go into the hills for the walks. We would go every year and pick bilberries, which are blueberries, wild blueberries, that were up in the Sally Gap. What else would we do? We would just go walking on a really regular basis. And they might only be an hour-long walk, but it's the walking and the talking, and I suppose he's what's taught me the value of what I now call hang time with family and friends, because you're doing something, and the something is the incidental to the chat, and you know, before you know it, you've walked 5 miles, 10 miles around the woods. You've got out in nature, so you're actually immersed in nature. You're not walking on concrete, you're walking on dirt. Everything is just primal, maybe that's the thing. And yeah, I think it's something that we miss, and certainly miss when we're in the big cities. I think it's something that our town planners knew was going to be an issue, because if they didn't know, why the hell would they put parks in? You've got the sprawling city of New York, and yet there are still parks. The Central Park is incredible. Yeah, drills everywhere. And it's got all the nooks and crannies of a good garden should when it comes to planning a garden. And it's got fountains, it's got a zoo. I've been in the zoo. It's just awesome that you've got people who are smart enough to know that we need nature. And while, you know, the squirrels might be a bit feral. Oh my god. Do I give them a sneak peek?
No, I don't know. It's up to you.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome! I'll let that sit there for a few minutes while I think. Yeah, I just think that the town planners knew how valuable it was to have green spaces. I don't think I've ever... Okay, my home street in Ireland, I had trees in the verge outside. Maybe because we had space, I don't know. Because we actually don't have grass verges and sidewalks here as much as we did in Ireland. But they plant trees. They plant central reservations. They plant stupid bushes in stupid places sometimes. They have parks here for children everywhere, and okay, they're tiny and they're basic, and you know that, but some planning has gone into having facilities for people to be able to get out and to do things. Tasmania as a state is quite phenomenal in what we have as a natural resource, and I've got a photographer friend who goes bush quite regularly to take photos of our state, and I'm privileged enough to be friends with him, to see his photos and to see his exhibition work, and to see how strong and passionate he is about protecting it. He recently put an article up on his Facebook saying, you know, the Tasmanian Tourist Board had recently been kind of advertising about the scout hut that people could go to, and they put in where it was, how to get there. And my friend was going, what the hell, you stupid people? This is something we should be protecting. And this is something you are not protecting. And he was all up in arms, and rightly so, because he's one of these people who will kick down. Now I have got a problem here. He will kick down stones that people stack in I don't know, I'm potentially gonna stuff this up. I'm just gonna have to have it vague because I frogged it and stuffed it. Alright, anyway, I'll make some changes. I'll be... Get in. God, get in. Yeah, he will kick down their little stone sculptures and, you know, the things that people do for Instagram pictures. He hates that kind of crap. And another friend of mine who does hill walking, he has gone to a hut in the middle of nowhere. It's taken him a day to hike into this place. He's gone to this remote hut and he has found somebody left a bloody bedroll. Now, how can you camp and pack up and think, oh, I'm just going to leave that there? What were you thinking? Were you thinking that you were going to come back, you know, in a week and you were going to get your bedroll back? Or were you thinking, I don't need it, so I'm going to just leave it here? You know, there wasn't a note or anything to say, hey, I brought this in, I'm leaving it here because these beds are rough as hell and I thought another walker would enjoy having some comfort. Nothing like that. No, nothing. It's just like leaving your rubbish behind and bugging the hell out. And it... Sorry? Maybe it fell off. This thing was so big it wouldn't have just fallen off. This thing was one of these self-inflatable bedrolls. Oh my lord. So, yeah. Things like that are really frustrating. People not... there's a phrase for it. I'll see if I can get it. Something about leave only footprints, take only memories. Something like that. Not that you should even be leaving footprints. And that would be something that my friends would absolutely advocate. Just don't leave anything. Make it look like you were never there. Sorry, that's my husband's printer has cooked. He and I have been... no, that's not there. You need to go over there, and you need to go oops, there. I'll hunt you down in a second. And you go there. Right, where did you go? Right. Get on. You need to go there. Right, now what am I missing? K's and G's. Okay, so going the hunt and peck method is not necessarily a bad thing. It's worked, sort of. But I do have to make sure my grid is in the right place. Because that was an oops. Have I got any more K's? Nope. Alright, now I need a T because I was missing a T. Oh, hang on. Yep. I'm missing a T. Some of these colours are so similar. Yeah. This is really to give a vague approximation. Now, I know this is a round canvas, and let me get that out of a bit of your view. I know this is the round canvas. I can see all the white in the background. It's something that I'm... At the back of my head, I'm actually thinking I'm going to buy a makeup palette. And I'm going to put an O in there. I don't care. I'm going to get a makeup palette and just kind of roughly put colours down as a dusting on it. If it works, it works. That was just my idea, to get rid of some of the glaring white when the thing is finished. Where am I? I'm going to wrap up when I finish this square. I am now looking for a Z, and I will give you a sneak peek about what is to my left. What are these? G. Alright, so you know how I've gotten a jingle? What would you do for a Pippa package? Yeah, that's my jingle. Okay, Mrs. Coffee does it so much better. Sherry does it better. And I recently got one from Patriotic Beauty, which I'm thrilled at because she actually is on video, which is funny as all hell because she's got her new Tigger outfit. Anyway, so the plan is, let me turn off this light so you can actually see. So there is my, well, hang on, let me clear some stuff. Let me move, okay. Oops, get back. Let me move you guys. There you go. It's starting to take shape. It's actually looking like it should do. It's starting to look a little bit like this. Alright, let me get my template back and do my square so that I don't start doing the wrong square. That would be all kinds of stupid. So yes, I have a jingle. And with that jingle, I guess, is a responsibility to play with that. I'm going to play. So, I am close to 500 subscribers, and I am... wrong sheep, I think. Maybe that was the cat. I am so grateful for every one of you. You've no idea. I did start this thinking, oh, who the hell's gonna want to watch this Irish chick prattle around? I don't know where it's gone. Prattle around this hobby that she has very little idea of. And you have jumped on board. You have jumped on board not just my channel, you've jumped on board the Facebook groups, you've jumped on board the projects that I've been part of, and I have loved reaching out to everyone to help things for the DP-a-thon, to just be a part of this community. I think this is a phenomenal community, and while a lot of my subscribers at the moment are creators, you're not all creators, and I really appreciate that. So I have 500 coming up. I also have Christmas coming up, so I have some Pippa packages that are going to be going out in the mail. I have some Tassie treats just to say Happy Christmas, thank you very much, and yeah. No, not to all 500, no. I have 10. I'm sending out a maximum of 10 this time around, and when it comes to my 500 thank you, let's just call it, I haven't quite worked out what I'm going to do, but seeing as I've got my slogan, what would you do for a Pippa package, I'm thinking that it's going to be a bit of a challenge for you guys to do something to earn your Pippa package. And at the moment I've got local treats, which means that I'm mailing from Tasmania to you wherever you are going to be. So you're going to get a personalised Pippa package at this stage. Whether or not I put in an extra or I send an extra from elsewhere, I don't know. But part of this, what would you do for a Pippa package, and me kind of saying, hey, here's a piece of me to a piece of you, kind of, is this. Hang on. I've got a camera down here. No, I don't have a full-size camera. Wait now. Okay. This is what you're going to get to say, I've been Pippa packaged. You will see a video, I think, this weekend. I sent a Christmas gift to a friend who recently lost her dog, and I know how much it meant to her. I was one of the first people that she told in YouTube land, and yeah, this was something that was just to say, hey, I'm thinking of you, and I'm hoping that this is something that you will eventually get to the point where you will smile doing it, because initially grief is not about smiling. I think you wonder, are you ever going to smile again, to be honest. So yeah, it was just that little kind of, hey, I'm thinking of you. And yeah, I'm pretty good at gift giving, to be honest. If I know the people, I have some really good success in thinking about what they would like. It's not about, I'm giving you a gift card or I'm giving you something that I would like. I don't do that. Yeah. So this is going to be part of the Pippa package that's going out in the mail shortly for Christmas. Go that way, that way, that way. See? Alright, I'll just hold that there. Yeah, so there's some scheming going on with those. There is scheming going on with other things. You will find out about that before the end of the year. Projects on the go. Lots and lots. Oh, I was practicing this morning. Good lord. In the Halloween DP-a-thon, we have one of our wonderful YouTubers, Ashley. You're crazy. I love you. Between her and other people, they did the Hokey Pokey last year. Or in October. And I don't think I was in on it. Don't think I took it very seriously and didn't bother, so it was fine. This year, this DP-a-thon, sorry, they're every 3 months, sorry. So next January is another DP-a-thon, and the challenge was to try and do the Get Up Challenge. Well, if you've heard Blanco Brand's Get Up Challenge, it's a line dance. There was an online challenge on YouTube. So I thought, oh god, well I can't do that at my desk. So I tried to do it outside. I've been watching videos all week. The song is in my head. It's now an earworm. It's so damn catchy. It's absolutely awesome. And you do want to get up and do something when you hear this song. It's awesome. So I took the chair outside and set up my iPad to record and put on the music and had Sophie running around the deck. So you will see a video, whether or not I do a sneak peek of that one. I was really surprised how easy it was for me to learn the steps. I actually thought it was going to be a lot harder for me to learn the steps. So yeah, crazy stunts. So we'll see how that one goes. It's been 20, well I've been here 19 years, so it's been 20 years since I've done line dancing, and I really struggled with the line dancing. You're talking about a 5-minute song or 3-minute song, most songs. Line dancing, the whole thing, they weren't necessarily, well they were repeated steps, but I struggled. I practiced at home and I still seem to struggle, but once it got muscle memory, oh my god, it was so much fun. I'm not coordinated, I'm not pretty to watch, but by golly, it's fun. And I used to Kaylee dance when I was in teenage years over in the Girls' Huts in Ireland. And that's the group dances. Far out. I actually demonstrated once where we did, I think it was called the Stacky Norna. I haven't found one since. I've looked online, I've tried to find music, and I cannot find the music that we had for the Stacky Norna. And it was absolutely brilliant. So it was basically you were dancing with a couple. So it was the guy on the left, maybe the girl on the right, and you were dancing in a ring. So you'd have this ring of conga, kind of, you weren't touching anyone else except for your partner, but there was this conga line going around, and so you're going forward 2 3, then back 2 3, then up 2 3, then back 2 3, and then you had to do something else, and then there was a big spin. Now, they called on me and whoever was called on to partner with me, and you do what's called a slash came. Now, the slash came is a spin where you're basically holding, I might have to get my husband to help me demonstrate. So you're holding hand in hand, and then you're holding the other person's elbow. So it's up like this, and it's hand on elbow. It's a bit like an arm wrestling position. Okay, you're locked on. There is no getting out of this grip. You're thumb on thumb. It's how we did labor with Sophie. And it was like the full locked arm position, right? So you're locked with hands and your feet are free, and you spin, and you're spinning around. And in our case, because we were doing a demonstration, we were spinning around the whole floor. And you're probably talking the space of a basketball court. Because I think there was basketball hoops. It was a school gym. And you're talking a basketball court. And so you normally dance in this ring. Well, you slash came around in this big ring. And you're spinning. And far out, it was the freest feeling ever. It was absolutely awesome. If you ever see the Russian dancers doing their fast spins, you know, it's that kind of rush. It was just awesome. So anyway, as a teenager, I used to Irish dance, doing the group dances. And yeah, a lot of fun. If you're ever over in Ireland, there is a place in Monkstown, Mounttown, Dunleary area. There is an Irish educational kind of thing. They do evening sessions, and literally you might get kids going down with their barrons, which is the drum that sits up on the side, and they'll be going down with their barrons, and there might be, you know, a 10-year-old and a 15-year-old, and then you get a 50-year-old, and they're all sitting there and they're all banging away with the barron with their stick, and they just join in the session, and it just goes off, as any Irish session ever does. So yeah, get in on that. But there's also, so there's the session rooms, and then there's the dance room out in the dance hall, and then you get the creepy old 60-year-olds feeling up the 19-year-olds. Yeah, but they can dance. My God, 60-year-old Irishmen, they can damn well dance. They do this funny shuffle. It's not quite like a tap dance, but it's a shuffle with their feet, and it's just, yeah. Group dancing, that does good stuff for the brain, I tell you. It really does. Yeah. If you can move, if you've got life in you, if it's even just, you know, jigging in the step, in the seat. Yeah, Sophie has actually helped me get over a lot of inhibitions and just kind of gone, you know what, I don't care. She's going to remember that I joined in. Rather than going, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to look like an idiot. It's like, no, not worth it. Not worth not joining in and not being a part. Which is why she's got the stories and things like that online. So, yeah. Alright, I have prattled on for way longer than I needed. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're enjoying seeing the progress with this. As I say, I need to get into this a little bit more. It's taken probably an hour to do 2 squares. I probably need to structure a little bit more for an hour at a time and get through this. It's a 30 by 40. This is 30 by 40, so it's a little bit smaller. It's round, so they should be reasonably fast. Now that I'm starting to get into the routine of how to counted diamond paint, I will work smarter and hopefully faster as a result. So let me roller this. I can see some jumping drills that aren't down, but these are going to be where they crunch. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this project. I think people have tried doing a round and square comparison. I'm taking it a little bit further with this, and I really hope it's going to solidify why you may want round, you may want square, how you do all of that. And there is no right, there is no wrong. It's just how you're going to know yourself what the difference is. Yeah, so join my Facebook page, like my Facebook page, follow me there if you want to do anything diamond painting. If you have any questions, technical or otherwise, please come on my page. Please ask me. My email is down in the description as well. If you like my videos, please hit like, subscribe to me, drop me a comment. I love your comments. I uploaded a video yesterday of the Diamond Art Club Christmas tree. I thought it was a terrible video. I thought my head wasn't in the game, and I've had a heap of comments on it of everyone else saying how much they love the Christmas tree as well, and how they got it, they're working on it. I love all of that. Absolutely love the interaction, especially when it was something that I thought I could have done better with some of that. So I have a nose that I need to go and address, and yes, I will see you on one of my other videos. There is a stack being worked on at the moment. I have a butt ton of editing to do. I will be going on to Mrs. Coffee's live in, I think it's about an hour, and chilling out there for a bit. Whether or not I actually do some work in progress or work or stuff in the background, who knows. But I'll keep you posted. These will go up on Instagram as well. I'm starting to actually work my Instagram, the Facebook page, and get them working a bit more in tandem. So hopefully I will start getting my head around some of this new stuff. Pages are fairly new to me. The only other thing I have in a Facebook page is for our street for Halloween. And that's just pretty much to get the neighbours buying lollies at the right time of year, and if they want to have balloons out. And you know, I only need my neighbours following me. That doesn't need to be a big thing at all. So yeah, I haven't really done any technical stuff on that, so I'm still learning, still new. 47, still learning. Don't ever stop learning. I think you stop learning, you probably die. Don't want to do that. Too much to do. Alright, bye for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.